With lawn sprinkler systems are pretty unhappy about a law that many are just finding out about. It requires an annual inspection, and there's a fee that goes along with that inspection. Troubleshooter Joe Paganakis joins us live from our newsroom. And Joe, this is a new expense that has some Strongsville residents upset.
Yes, and it's costing residents with newer homes and sprinkling systems anywhere from $50 to $75 every year. Residents say enforcement of those inspections have so far been unfair.
They should make everyone else pay it too, if you have to pay.
Mike Patel is talking about the money he now has to pay to a state-certified plumber every year just to inspect his lawn sprinkling system, specifically this backflow valve located on the side of his 3-year-old home here in Strongsville's Pine Lakes Crossing subdivision.
People were starting to hear about backflow and they had no clue what it was about.
Rob Williams also has to pay a plumber every year, according to a relatively new law that requires newer homes using Cleveland water to have backflow inspections. But Williams says enforcement of the policy is simply unfair.
Supposedly 85% of the residents in this development have sprinkling systems, but for some reason we're the only ones on this street having to do this test.
But the Cleveland Division of Water says the backflow valves and their annual check is simply for public safety, that the backflow valves simply keep contaminated water from the sprinkling system and a person's lawn from going back into their water supply. The Cleveland Division of Water also says some of the homes in Pine Lakes Crossing's first phase were built more than 10 years ago and are exempt from mandatory annual inspections. Still, some residents like John Kovic say he's already paying enough for Cleveland water. He believes if backflow valves need inspection, they don't need to be looked at every year, and that enforcement of the policy needs to be consistent and fair.
I am really, really upset at all my neighbors in the same shoe. I think that they're just making us to pay the money is not fair.
And Cleveland Water says it will step up enforcement of its inspection policy, telling News Channel 5 as homes with lawn irrigation systems without backflow controls are identified, the appropriate steps to bring those properties into compliance will be taken. No timetable on where these investigators will make their way to these newer subdivisions. I'm Troubleshooter Joe Paganakis.